What's up, everybody? So today we're going to be taking a look at some of the new Brave releases for Kotobukiya. I've been waiting for Kotobukiya to release some new information for quite some time. They've been relatively silent the last 5 or 6 months since their last, I think it was the Dagwon release. So we haven't really gotten anything new from them. So I'm happy to see that they are still on the line. So we're going to be taking a look at that today. And then also we're going to be taking a look at some of the other Brave releases that are not Kotobukiya. I'll be tacking those onto the end. There's only really 3 of those. So we'll be talking about that at the end. But yeah, so that's what we've got today, and let's go. Okay, so first things first, we're going to talk about the 3 kits that they actually gave us a release date for. So the first one that they talked about in the live stream was the Dino Geist from X Kaiser. And that one is going to be interesting. I will put up the pictures from the show and from the promo shots that they've released online. So of course I'll do that like I've done with all the others. So yeah, we've got Dino Geist coming out, and the reservation for that is going to be in June of this year. And they've got a release date as of 12/23. So that would be December of the end of the year. So they've got some good stuff for that. Also, it looks like it's going to have some bonus parts for the X Kaiser. So I guess you will, if you want the special parts for X Kaiser, you will have to get the Dino Geist. So the bonus parts that are supposed to come with the Dino Geist is you've got the, looks like the King X Kaiser head. So you've got that in there. And then you've also got new hip joints for it, because the hips on the X Kaiser are a little flimsy. And so I guess they've got another mechanism in there that you can use for that. So they've got that. And then you've also got the flexible mane for the front. Especially when you're doing the Ovari pose for the X Kaiser, the main parts tend to fall off. And so it looks like they've got one that's a little bit more flexible that can flex all the way in. And so that should be good to give the X Kaiser the arm movement that it needs. So there is no price right now, but I imagine when they actually put the pre-orders up around June that we will start to see the actual price for that. So that's what we've got for Dino Geist. Next one we've got is going to be from Jay Decker. That's actually going to be Build Tiger. So we actually do have a reservation date of 5/16. I'm actually filming this on May 15th, so it's actually tomorrow. But yes, 5/16 is the reservation date. And then they've actually got a release date for Build Tiger on October of this year. And this is actually the only one that they actually gave a price for. And it's going to be 12,100 yen. So that's roughly about $88 as of today, as far as the US dollar price is concerned. So you've got that. And then also with Build Tiger, they're actually going to give you the parts for Super Build Tiger as well. And I talked about that in one of my other videos. I think it was the Golderon video, that, you know, when they were splitting the bonus parts up, or to make the great versions of a lot of these characters, I didn't think that there was enough value there to warrant paying, between $60 for, especially in the United States. So I'm happy that they actually are going to be putting all of that in one kit instead of having to get 2 separate kits. Now, is that going to actually happen for the rest of the line? I don't know. Maybe that's just simply for Build Tiger, Super Build Tiger, since he's not the main protagonist of that series. So maybe going forward they'll do that, but we don't know as of yet. So that's what we've got for Build Tiger. Next, you have the Golden X Kaiser. Now, this one is amazing. I think I talked about in the Golderon review that it needs gold painting or gold plated plastic. And it looks like Kotobukiya is actually going to give us that. and it looks really, really amazing. Now, there is it's not solid gold. The joints and like the hands and stuff like that are still going to be in like a molded yellow or a molded golden plastic, but the rest is going to be gold plated. So that's interesting. They actually said the reason why that they did that was because they wanted there to be a little bit more contrast in it just being solid gold. So I think it was a pretty interesting choice, and I think it will turn out pretty good. But we've got a reservation date for that in June as well, June of this year. And then that release date for that is going to be in February of 2024. So, and then next up, Kotobukiya showed us some of new prototypes for Bangan and Great Bangan. Based on one of the questionnaires that I saw, it does look like that one also is going to, you're going to have the parts for Great Bangan and the regular Bangan. And so that's going to be good. So maybe that is something that they will be doing going forward. There is no price on that one. There is no release date on that one yet. But it is looking pretty good. So it's still in the prototype stages, so we haven't got any colored plastic or anything like that. So you've got that one. Next up, what they showed on the live stream was the prototype for Dagwon GX. And this one's going to be pretty interesting. To be honest, I thought that they would have been done with this one by now, but it looks like it's still in the prototype form. They did discuss on the live stream about they're showing how the attachment's going to work on the shoulders, because for the Great Dagwon GX, the shoulder cannons are kind of set resting on his shoulders. And so they kind of showed a picture of that and what they plan on doing with that. To my knowledge, there is no release date for that, and there is no price point. That's what we've got for Dagwon GX. Then also during the live stream, they also talked about there looks like there might be some upgrade sets coming later on. They showed a neck part for Dagwon X, and of course Dagwon X was released I think last year, and so it's giving it kind of an extended neck, so you can actually kind of do like where it's looking down. You can do those poses a little bit more, so that'll be great for me since I take a lot of photos of these things. But they didn't actually say how that was going to come about or if what upgrade set they're going to put that in. I imagine they'll put that in the Dagwon GX add-on set, I imagine, but I don't know that for sure. So we've got that. So that's pretty much what we've got for Kotobukiya, and now we're going to get into some of the other ones. Okay, so up next, now that we're done with the Kotobukiya stuff, we're going to get into some of the other releases that were announced. One of the releases that was announced is the Amakuni Kizin Genesic Gaogaigar. Now, we actually have this in a figure form, but they're actually going to put it into model kit form, which is very, very interesting. And I think that this has to do with, in China, they actually released a bootleg of that figure and they released it as a model kit. So I'm thinking that this may be their answer to that problem in China. So they actually are going to be releasing it in model kit form. After that, we've got the Evolutions toy Fighbird. Now, they've released some more pictures of this, and they've actually even released a video of a 360 view so you can look at it. I'm actually torn about this figure. I don't usually give my personal opinions on most of this stuff unless it's in a review. But for this one, this is extremely expensive. And to be honest, even though I like the paint that they've done on it, it looks really, really vibrant, really, really good. That's actually one of the reasons why I like Fighbird so much. But I think that the proportions are off some just because it's metal. And I think that going a solid metal figure, I don't know if that's really the way that they probably should have went. Because even with Bandai, with their Metal Build Gundam line, that whole thing is not metal. Really, the metal is just mainly for the joints. And that's, you know, so it keeps up so it doesn't get loose. That's the thing about plastic. Plastic gets loose over time. I think that I'm still torn on whether or not I'm gonna get it. I think it's over $300, which is the amount of Fire Dagwon, and Fire Dagwon is way bigger and he's way more detailed than this Fighbird. So I haven't made a decision on whether or not I'm gonna get it. I'm probably gonna skip it, but you know, if you want it, go ahead and pick it up. And then the last one that I've got is for Power Dagwon. As you know, in my 2 other Dagwon announcements, I am really stoked for this one. Actually, out of all the releases this year, this is the one I'm looking forward to the most. And they finally showed us some pictures of the actual back. Because if you remember, in one of my other Dagwon announcement videos, I talked about it being back heavy. And I noticed that in the Bandai version of Super Fire Dagwon. But based on the new promo pics that they've taken, it actually does not look that bad. And if you compare it to the anime, the Power Dagwon that's on the back of Super Fire Dagwon was relatively small in the animation. And so it looks like, based on what Sentinel's done with it, that they've made it as compact as they can. So I am interested to see how that turns out. But that's what we've got for Super Fire Dagwon. But thank you guys for watching the video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.